Hey guys, and welcome back to our construction. Well, today was meant to be a very special day because it was supposed to be a window and a big door installation, which is still like gonna happen, and it's actually already happening, but we've run into one serious problem, which is when we were making the measurements of for the door frames and the window frames. There is actually a frame already installed, but here is not. Dealer shop were making measurements. They took the measurements from this bottom up until to the top, but what we did not realize, and what not even our manager realized, we forgot one crucial thing.
So guys, they adjusted the door frame and also the glass. It's because in the beginning we mentioned that we didn't have planned to have the tiles. They only had a measurement completely from the ground to the bottom up until to the height of the frame, but now there's a big problem because we decided to have a tile, so that means the measurement now is not correct, so they had to adjust it. Also, my brother and Diego started the tiles already. And as we all know, the tiles should have spacing because it may crack in the future. Also, the people here, well, not most, but as I see nowadays, the modern way of construction here in the Philippines, they don't do spacing, like to make it look aesthetic. Because here in the Philippines, we matter the most about aesthetic, how the house looks, you know, in front of the eyes of people, and we care about that so much. They told me there are 3 locks here, so we don't need to fix it because we can lock here if we don't want here to be opened, or this side.
Malibilas yun. Libil ba?
Just preparing for the column in this area as well. Just cutting the glass.
Well, today the things did not go really well. Even though all of us had crossed fingers so everything can go smooth, it go either a very opposite way. What I mean, windows are actually installed, but what was a huge mistake on the both sides, actually, like the wrong size of the window arrived, and there was actually 2 options we could do. The company would bring the windows and the frame back to the shop and adjust it and fix it there. That would probably take a lot of time, and we would not be sure even if it could be installed this week or maybe next week. And the other option was like the more risky one, to make the adjustments here, which means reassemble the glass from the frames, shorten the frames, and also shorten the glass. Like the boys, the workers who came here, they actually had all the stuff and tools they needed for the adjustments here, luckily, but it was kind of they were saying us it's risky. The glass can break down. We don't really have the proper environment and proper things we need to do, but it can be done. But it's not 100% sure it can work. We took the risk with Gwen and made the adjustments here. The glass was cut right here on the floor, and as you can see, the risk was actually worth it. No shattered glass, and windows are installed, which means there is still a caulk on the sides and also on the between the frame and the glass, and it's drying, curing. So for now we cannot touch the door before it's sealed. That's the first thing, which was actually done well today. And the second thing we got ourselves into was very quick decision about managing the floor inside of the house, specifically the tiles. All the wrong things actually started with the wrong size of that one window we made huge problems, which continue with the problems with the tiles. Now we had to actually adjust the height of the tiles with putting the dry wet concrete underneath. That's the only thing how we could manage it before the deadline. And the deadline is really coming faster and faster. So let's see if we will be able at least finish the flooring inside the tiles, so we could move in some of our stuff and stay here, because the house will be actually closed. Once the tiles are done, then we can finish the door installation. The process is very different from, for example, European way or US way. It's what I was told today. It's a standard way how it's done here, but better it's done, no matter what was the process. But it is done. It is done and works. Work keep going. And what was actually done today, since morning, we prepared the foundation for this pillar. It's concreted already, finished. The two pillars we were concreting are here. The framework, the plywood was taken out, so now it's curing and drying, and we can continue on the other things. Like actually for now it would make a sense if we would start work on the kitchen area and also on the CR and let's say the bathroom area, but there is actually plenty of started work, unfortunately, and plenty of work is not finished, including roof, these harder planks sides of the roof, now the tiles, also the piping for the gutters. So we will stick with finishing all those things which has to be done. Afterwards, all those things are settled, we will start from the fresh and clean environment. We will clean everything, throw all unnecessary things away, clean the area, and we will start with the kitchen area and the bathroom with the toilet, which could mean that we will be probably already staying here and the things are not finished, but We actually have very amazing neighbors. They offered us, if we are not done with our CR or with the kitchen, with the toilet, everything, we can use in their house. So that's what we are very glad for, because 100% we will not be done with all those things right away, but everything what was wrong somehow turned out to be good as well. The progress is significant. It's a huge difference from, let's say, how it looked 2 weeks ago and how it looks right now. Though we were actually, once we went to the shop making the windows here in the Philippines, is very popular if the glass in the windows is colored, for example blue or dark, or it's mirroring, so it means you cannot see through from the outside, but you can see through from the inside. And me and Gwen, we made a decision that we don't really like it, so we've sticked with a clear glass. Gwen already has very nice curtains which she bought, so how we will prevent people from looking inside, for example in the evening or like that, so just with the curtains. Here this area is total battlefield, like it's a pure battlefield. It haven't been really started yet, but once we will finish all those things I was mentioning and all of us will run into this area and also to the kitchen area, it will move very fast. It's actually not a big problem that the house will not be fully ready for our occupation, though Gwen has a house down there with the shower, CR, with the kitchen area, so we will be just cooking there everything. We will be coming here for working, staying, enjoying finally in our house, and those couple, let's say 2 or 3 weeks, because the things will be finished, we can perfectly survive with an unfinished house, and that's important. Like Gwen is kinda keen on this kind of life, having nothing, just let's say a roof, table and a chair. Like for me it will be lesson of life, but I would say the lesson which everyone in Europe or US could experience for a couple of days, or we will realize that we should appreciate all those things we have way back in Europe, in US or Australia, that it works. And here in the Philippines people have nothing and everything can work perfectly. Right now we just got the delivery of an iron and concrete, so nothing stopping us for continuing of the work. Also, boys finished the wall, which means once, as I was saying, once we will finish everything, here is gonna be situated a water tank. So just couple of details which must be finished: placing or leveling the area, making it a little bit wider so we can place the water tank just like girls have right there. So it's gonna be here. It's gonna be actually simple piping from the water tank coming down there to the kitchen area, and here on the side going to the bathroom and toilet area. So it will be kind of a clean work. The roof is looking nice. Good work paid off. Like generally I could feel that the work takes a lot of time, everything what we were doing here. But on the other hand, we run into the stories or two people here who actually made their projects very fast, in couple of weeks, for example. Paid a lot of money, and the mistakes started appearing after just couple of months. The mistakes on their house, the walls, the roofs were leaking, walls were cracking, the concrete was peeling off. So yeah, generally the work here takes a lot of time, much more than it would take in Europe or in USA, but here it's kind of necessary if people want to have some solid and good quality or better quality project. Literally the last 3 days were the most stressful days for me and Gwen here about the construction and managing all the things here. It was that much stressful that not even I started losing my hair, but Gwen as well. Gwen started losing her hair because of the huge amount of stress. But it actually all started, we actually made a plan since the beginning. Planning about the construction, about the time, roughly how long it could take. And according to that, we planned our contract in our apartment that it's gonna end in the end of June. But we've lost actually a lot of time during that time when we were preparing and leveling a lot, which was almost like three weeks, almost 1 month, because at first we wanted to get the excavator to come here, but after so many failed attempts to getting excavator here, we decided to just stick with the manual work. But then it was kind of impossible, so we started again getting excavator, failed again, but luckily in the end we got an excavator, brought it here, finished the work. But all of that work and time we actually wasted, and it's literally those 3 weeks. Those 3 weeks are now needed for finishing our house. Like not really 100%, but finish it to the stage that we could comfortably stay here during the construction is still ongoing. Now that was that one mistake which cost us the stress and the hair loss nowadays. Like I'm totally fine if I'm gonna be bald, and I will. It's in our family for generations, so I'm ready. Actually, I'm gonna have a nice shiny scalp visible, but Gwen is not even ready, and she did not even expected that things, but it's gonna be okay. Everything will be okay, and actually the things will become much easier for us once we actually can stay here all the time. It will make all that communication with the workers and seeing the progress and what they need, and going actually to the store for materials or to the city for everything. It will be much easier than commuting right now from our apartment here and to the city and again and again. So that will be a huge help. And actually I will rather stay here in the province, in the village, rather than just in between 4 walls in the city in our apartment. Though there is actually also just 4 walls if we think about it, but plenty of area outside and just the peace, quiet peace. Like yeah, our house is situated right next to the road, but this is not any kind of like main road that the cars or motorbikes would be running. Like of course sometimes just like this motorbike will pass, but it's nothing really like a frequent highway that it would be noisy whole day just like in the city. And at night it's peaceful and quiet. Just the just the cicadas or those screaming insects having concerts here whole night. That's the part of living in the nature, and I will rather listen to the nature than to the noise of the city. Two different projects, like both of them looking very nice. Girls, I actually like the style of the house because the shape of the roof, it reminds me of the architecture way back in Europe when the roof is in the triangular shape, but this is more like a modern type of the house. I will give here the picture of our project from the architect who was like scripting and making all the project about the house. So I will put it here how it's supposed to look like in the future, so you can actually have imagination about what we stick with and decided to go with. But right now in this stage, boys just unloaded the delivery of the cement and other materials. Kuya Diego is now here managing the tiles. Once the house is closed right now, there is actually a huge echo. You can hear it, but the echo will disappear once there will be included the bed, some cabinets, chairs, table, window. It will be still finished. The ceiling, skim coating the walls, so the echo will disappear. What Kuya John Paul is doing right now, when we were installing the Hardiplex, it was first just screwed in with the, let's say, the screws, but the screws are pointing out. But now we were able to get the long rivets, and we can now replace it with those, let's say, invisible rivets and secure it properly. I don't worry about him guys. He's like covered in the t-shirt, protecting himself from the sun. It may be looking like you can see just the eyes that he's like kind of a scary person, but he's totally opposite. Very good man. He's actually a hunter. A hunter meaning here he's got the guns and hunting for the birds, sitting on the trees. He was saying like, Jacob, once we are done in the construction, you have to go with me for some hunting. I actually have 2 rifles, so you will show me your shooting skills. So once we are done with the house, let's see, there is gonna be a hunting session. So we can bring Gwen a couple of birds. Gwen will prepare a bird adobo, right?
Adobo what? I'm hungry already.
I was saying that once we are done with the house, John Paul will take me on the hunting session and I will bring you the birds and you will cook them.
Yeah, sure.
Like in the...
They're delicious.
Ah.
We call them... I forgot the name of that bird.
It looks like a...
It's like chicken bird.
Chicken.
Chicken bird.
When you say chicken bird, but this kind of chickens can actually fly.
They fly only little.
They are on the trees?
No, this chicken bird, it's like, I don't know, chicken bird. It looks like chicken and bird. I don't know.
All chickens are birds.
But it's like they fly little only. They cannot really fly high.
So that's actually a thing which we are gonna try in the future. But we were always staying here during our shift, and the manager came here like, Jacob, come here, look. And there is always this one coconut tree, and 3 white birds are always sitting there. And then he's always like, oh my god, Jacob, how I wish I have the rifle here. We could shoot ourselves a dinner.